Ooh,
quite,
85.
yeah, quite
That's
warm.
good. That's really good, especially since it's going to be over 100 and no precipitation today.
Yes, yes. So that should be hopefully fixed today because we were doing okay. Yeah, we're live now. Because we got these little bitty fans, but nobody slept super well. Alice has already been up and tried to come get in bed with us, and it's like, no, not more people in the bed, less people in the bed. So, um,
Yes, let's add
so
more body heat.
yeah, so they're supposed to be out today to fix it, but a little grumpy, a little just bad sleep. So
Yeah, I hear you. Well, glad that you made it anyway,
me
because
too.
we check in no matter what, right?
Absolutely, it's still a Monday. I have a list of blocking and tackling things that I need to do because like stuff just kept coming to mind over the weekend, and as opposed to like just doing it, because I am trying to get better about when I'm not working.
Hmm.
I've just been kind of like building this list of things in my journal that just like stays open on my desk at all times, and
Yep.
so that way I can like I've got a list of 8 or 10 things that I need to do that were just like stuff that I was just like, oh yeah, I need to do that. Oh yeah, I need to do that. So writing it
Sure.
down, which has been pretty awesome. We started to introduce Alice to Indiana Jones. So we
Oh,
watched,
okay.
watched the first one of those this weekend. She was not
Excellent.
interested, but then really interested. So
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
that's good. I've tried that too, and I got the not interested and not interested. So,
it's so weird how like you never know what they're going to like, and you kind of hope they like your stuff, but you're also aware that they're kids
mhm.
and are going to like their own stuff. So,
Yep. So I watched last night with Jackson, The Count of Monte Cristo,
ooh,
the Jim
okay,
Caviezel from
yeah.
2002. He really enjoyed that one. He said that's probably one of his favorite ones that we've watched recently.
And Guy Pearce is in the movie too. Yeah, I,
He
I
is.
really 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 like that version because it's kind of dark and kind of
Mhm.
hip, and yeah, yeah,
It
that was a
is.
good
It was
flick.
really good. Yeah, and Jackson tends to like that kind of darker sense of stuff too. So
Cool.
right up his alley. Yeah, so that was good. So um, Monday morning, what's your goal this week? Obviously, we talked about on Friday that you want to finish up your what we're going to call it, a book.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna we're gonna
Essentially.
finish this pile of words I'm working on over here. Um,
Words.
I got some advice actually from a friend of mine last week about maybe some better positioning for the book, right? Because the book has been kind of this like resource for just like closers, right? Like of like how to become a closer. But like I think that what I could do is scale this back and make it like service-based sales systems, or something along those lines, right? Because like that's the stuff I get really fired up about is about like service-based companies because it's not enough just to sell it. You have to service it, right? So you need to make sure there's value alignment and that they want to communicate the same way that you do and things like this. And
Right.
so I'm thinking about doing all the sales stuff, the CRM stuff, the tracking stuff, all of that stuff, breaking that out and putting that up there in the front of like cool, like this is how you track all of this stuff, and then
Okay.
here's how you actually sell this stuff, right? So that way it kind of
Okay.
hope maybe fits two categories of people, like the owner, right, and
Mhm.
then the person who's doing the selling in that same company as well.
Yeah, I like that idea. I've seen that idea for books. Also, I was reading some stuff about podcasting over the weekend, and they tried to use a wider subject, like for a title for a podcast, so that you can catch more people, and then the ones that are interested kind of fall down into your funnel. So,
Mm-hmm.
with a book, it seems like a lot of the people who use books, especially for marketing, tend to fall in that category too, right? You just pick a subject area that would be uh, grab the people you want, and then the ones that really connect to the words will kind of pursue you further.
And then the cool thing about that is that because of like the methodology of like front loading the sales process of like putting all the big stuff up front, um,
Hmm.
we can I think the book is going to flow more with this new formatting of like cool, like here's how you sell in this way, right? Like
Hmm.
front load everything, blah blah blah, eliminate the big seven, figure out your wallet cards, all that stuff, and then here's how you track that stuff, and here's why it's important, right? And here's the data that you can get out of it by being better at sales, right? You can really figure out all that stuff. So I'm going to play with some formatting, or not really play with formatting, but like maybe resequencing some of the chapters, so that way it's a little bit clearer in that light. That's the majority of my BIL bed, I would say, because I've got, I think, one, two, I have 3 more sections that I can write on my own without, the outside experts. So I'm going to write those this week, and I am going to work on getting it formatted with this new way in mind, right? Here's the methodology, and here's how you sell to fit the methodology kind of deal.
Has Mel got a chance to look at it yet? Are you still keeping it?
I'm still keeping it away from her.
I'm
still keeping it away from her. I haven't turned her loose on it yet. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool. Well, mine this week was one of the big things I wanted to do was get with John on his schedule as a client and really kind of dial in some more of my onboarding potential client, doing my asks, different things like that. So that's going to be important to me this week because I've got asks to do for the group, but I also have asks to do for a podcast. So I've just got even a larger volume of stuff. So I'm going to get on John's schedule this week.
Cool.
And we're going to do that. And gosh, I have a lot of blocking and tackling stuff to do this week. It's a pretty gritty week for me. How about you?
We've got the Go High Level team starting today. God, it's so hot at my house, man. It is brutal. So I have stuff like that. Like I need to create them an email address that way they can log in to Go High Level. I need to, like just lots of like little bitty stuff. And I'm going to get lots of dopamine about knocking out lots of little bitty things, but I just need to make sure that I'm like really focused on like the big stuff, which is finishing the course. Working with Levi. He's going into his second week. He had 10 leads last week in his first week of being on the phones for this pretty, I guess, new directed agency owner, which is pretty sweet. Like 10 leads in the first week is awesome,
Yeah. Great
start. Yeah. So this week we're gonna be doing some cleanup to the process and shoring it up and stuff like that. So
okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of an odd week, and man, I am grumpy. Like that just like realizing that it's like, John, dude, you're being a grumpy Gus, and that's true. I am a grumpy Gus. It's hot in my house, guys. And with everything that's going on, like I'm not going to go to like a coffee shop to go work. That doesn't really seem like it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, depends though, because a lot of those places are ghost towns. Because I've been in and out, looking for spots just because being in my house, we've talked a bunch. Like physical space matters to me, so sometimes I just have to switch to get into a different productivity gear. And there are some places out there where there is no, like right now, I'm thinking of a place in Roanoke where there's literally 0 people in it, and they're open.
Wow.
So they're out there. We just got to figure out which ones they are.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, right? And then this is slightly off topic, but like what's worse, like being warm or having to like breathe through the mask all day and being a glasses wearer?
Depends on your mask. If you got one of the ones that's way up here and you won't fog up your glasses, then it's doable. But if you're the only person in there, you can take your mask off.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I think that kind of depends upon the rules of the coffee shop, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, by far, the mask over the heat. I'd be grumpier than you are.
Oh, yeah. Well, I snoozed for a while, so like I did not get up as early as I would if it was a Thursday. Just being honest.
Yep.
So I snoozed in later. Yeah, man, this is good. This is going to test my patience today. I'm really waiting for this part to get here.
That's good. No, let's talk about that. That's a good one, right? So I got a little backache, so I'm a little grumpy this morning, and you got the heat, so you're a little grumpy. So what's that look like for our day? How do we deal with that?
I don't know, actually, because like I've got some calls on the calendar. Because like I was thinking, you know what, if it's just going to be like brutally warm, then maybe try to go find something else to do. But I have some calls that I need to get done. Like I have a 1 o'clock, I have a 2 o'clock, and then I have a 3:30. So, but most of the morning is available. I don't know. So, the important thing to remember is sometimes you're not going to want to feel like doing work, right? Like that's just a thing. Like I like what I do a lot. I like working, but like there are some days where it's just like, man, I don't feel like doing this today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really, I just do it anyway. Like it's one of those things that since it's written down in some way, shape, or form, either like in my journal or on my whiteboard or something else like this, or like on my to-do list, like there's never a block of time where I'm like, I have no idea what to do with this time. Like there's always something to do on the running, blocking, and tackling list, right? So if I'm in a mood where like I don't really think I'm going to get any good work done, like I don't really think I'm going to be writing any chapters this morning, because yeah, I just don't. So instead, I just content myself with knocking little bitty things like off the task list and trying to like get ramped up of like, cool, I'm knocking stuff out. I'm knocking stuff out because small stuff needs to get knocked out as well, right? Finance, paperwork, all that jazz. Slack cleanup and culture involvement. Because like now we've got a lot of people in our Slack, and it's becoming more. I'm feeling more in pressure to be in there. Like, hey man, how's y'all's weeks going and stuff like this? Because it's no longer just me and Melissa and like this one awesome guy named Carlos. Now it's like a whole team of people. So I feel obligated to do more, I guess, like culture building and like hanging out in Slack and stuff like this. Yeah, when I'm not in like the focus mindset I want to be in for writing or doing something deep, then I just start doing the task list because they're easy. They don't take any thought. They're just things I need to get done. And a lot of times that'll get me into the mindset to work. I'm like, okay, cool. I've knocked out 7 things. Yeah. Now I'm ready to work. Right. It's just like the act of doing something.
It's like momentum. Get you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Get you in that rut, that good type of rut, where then you can jump into the stuff that takes a little more brain power. So, yeah, I'll typically, I don't know about you, I find that both sides of it, I'll either reduce the amount of time I would normally spend on things when I'm grumpy, just like get the bare minimum done. But it'll mean that I didn't do it good enough. I just bare minimum it, got by because I knew I had to do it. Or I'll find a way to be more efficient, and I won't spend all this extra time that I probably would have spent on it because I like it so much. I just get the stuff done that needed to be done.
I have a hard time doing the bare minimum thing of like, okay, like I'm just going to get a version of this done. And if it's not at the level that I want it to be at, like, that's going to be okay. Like, it's really hard for me to write and not edit. It's really hard for me not to like edit, but like, I do realize that all that stuff slows me down pretty significantly if I don't manage it.
Right.
But it is,
I think it's more the tasky stuff, not like the project based stuff. Yeah. It's because I'm the same. I mean, you know that I have the opposite problem.
Yeah.
I want it to be perfect before it goes out. So.
And man, I think that's standard, right? Because what's so funny is we know all these things, right? Like all these truisms are just true, right? Perfect is the enemy of good. Get something up. Something's better than nothing. All these things, and it's just like you can see it in everybody else, but like whenever we cast that same view upon ourselves, we start putting I'm not doing that. I'm not. No, this has to be done before it goes out. Like. That's pretty crazy, right? Because like all things considered,
it's pretty crazy.
I should have had this outline done, the first version of this thing done, and I should have already like had it sent out to, like I guess the thing that I'm gonna do is like send it to everybody on my email list and be like, hey, we'd love your feedback and stuff like this. Could you give some reviews? And so that way, as I figure out what I'm gonna do with the in version of this thing. I've already got some people who have read it and familiar with it. Do you know anybody who's in the book thing?
What do you mean by who's in the book thing?
They've done it before, familiar with it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can hook you up with my friend Mark Steele. Actually, he's launching in 4 days.
Oh, cool. Good for him.
All of it. He's got his launch team, which I'm on, ready to get in and get him pumped up on Amazon.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah,
Actually, you're lurking in my group. He's in there.
Okay.
It's Man of Steel. So just go find
Okay.
him.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
because yeah. Uh and that's all I got, dude. Honestly. Like I'm warm.
Me too.
I'm a little salty. I just yeah. I just kind of want to just sit here and complain about like how warm it is because it's not like hot. It's just warm enough to be like a pain in the ass, if I'm being really honest.
Right.
Um yeah. So
All right. Well,
that's
good
all
luck
I
with
got,
that.
man. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Good luck.
The guy said he's sourcing the part locally because like they came over to work on it. Oh, I didn't tell you the craziest part. So they came over to work on it yesterday. Like
Yeah.
the landlord and this person who she uses for this kind of stuff, and it was working fine before that. And the guy was like, "You haven't had any problems?" I said, "No," and then they left, and then it doesn't work. And I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
"You guys didn't even have to come today. Come on."
Yeah.
So the guy's sourcing the part locally, and it should be in today. So hopefully tomorrow, I will be able to be a better bill with some slightly better air conditioning and won't be quite as salty and irritable.
So soft we are. That's
That is
Westerners.
soft. Yeah, absolutely. The first world problems.
Yeah.
The machine that
I
pumps
have
cold
one
air.
sweat bead right here. I can't work today. Tell your kung fu friends that.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like one tear, right? Because it just happens to run
Yeah.
right here.
It's actually a
Um,
mixture because you're so sad of the heat.
yeah, yeah. It's called a swear, is what it is. Um, but yeah, hey, yeah, it's just yeah. Brr.
Okay.
So anyway,
All
Bill,
right.
what's your big three today? You said you have a lot of blocking and tackling. Do you have anything?
I've got a 11 o'clock meeting that's around coaching certification.
Hmm.
So that's an exciting one. I've got some writing to do, a couple different places, and then I've got asking, working on the ask schedule and finding more people to ask and all that stuff. So that's kind of the three big things I'm working on today. How about you?
Cool. I've got a client that I did a CRM build for. We're gonna do like a live call so we can go over what he's like missing as far as use stuff. And I've got a call with a client, and then I have a random call at 3:30 with someone who I don't know who this person is. So
It's a lot of prep
yeah,
for that call so far, right?
yeah. I guess I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean, no one gets the scheduler link to my scheduler unless like we have a conversation. So I'm sure I've talked to them, but I talked to lots of people, so I don't
Yep.
know. I've got that. So after one today, I'm pretty stacked up. But before one, I just have this list of little things to do and things to check up on, and probably going to be working very slowly and inefficiently because of the heat.
All right. Well, good morning to Levi. Good morning to Michelle.
Good morning, guys.
We're grumpy, but we're here. And that's going to be the title of this stream today. We're grumpy, but we're here.
Grumpy, but we're here. Why are you
Yep.
grumpy? You're like
Back.
you're. Oh yeah, okay.
I'm just working through old people stuff. You know how it goes. Just
Yeah.
I can't get the back right where it needs to be. And I've been trying to get back into strength training pretty heavily. And I think it's just working it back into place. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Cool, man. Well, let's get off of here. I'm gonna go like rub ice cubes all over myself, and you can do the same because your back
I'll
is
put
old.
ice cubes on my back. There you go. Yep. So maybe that's what it's going to be called. Rubbing ice cubes on myself.
Yes, there we go. There we go. Yeah, self-imposed ice cubes, ice cube rubbing.
That's right. That's right. All right, man. Well, have a good day, Bill.